You can see the cables of Hell's Gate just over there. So the train is slowing now.
Hell's Gate.
And because it's quite a long train, we're slowing so every car gets a good chance to get some photos of Hell's Gate.
Die Seite hier.
And this is my cue to hang out while everyone keeps talking.
You're getting your first few glimpses as we go through, peek through these trees, but the view will be obscured another couple of times before we come right around it. But just to give some context there, right underneath that red bridge, you'll see the two narrowest sides there, only 34 meters across. And you'll notice that some of the rocky outcroppings don't actually look like natural boulders. They are in fact cement blocks that have been placed there purposely to act as fish ladders. Inside, they have a series of stepped pools so that salmon can actually make their way against the incredible current here. And you can see that water rushing through that gap. At its peak in the spring meltwater, sort of early June, about 750 million liters of water go through there every minute. For comparison, that's more than the amount that goes over Niagara Falls in a minute. The canyon actually used to be wider, but when Canadian National was coming through and building their part of the railway on the other side of the river, they had to blast rock. And this tumbled boulders down and narrowed the canyon further. And that actually decimated the salmon run, which is an important part of the culture and fishing here in British Columbia. So it was an almost over 30-year project with an international agency for fisheries and wildlife preservation. They studied the effects that it had on the salmon run and developed those fish ladders. Look at that. Now, just to give you an idea, when the floods come, the water level rises an enormous amount. And the highest ever recorded was in 1948. You can see the high water mark. It's the bottom of that white sign on the piling of the bridge opposite. When Simon Fraser and his crew came here, they very sensibly decided to portage rather than hurtle to certain death through Hell's Gate itself. But all that was available to them was passengers' steps, really, carved into the side of the canyon by the local First Nations. And Simon Fraser wrote in his diary that he was afraid of heights. Imagine carrying a canoe above your head on the side of these rocky cliffs. Hell's Gate has been turned into a tourist attraction since. These red roofs, part of it is for the workers here who live here during the tourist season because it's quite difficult to get here. They have a brewery here. They make Hell's Gate lager, a restaurant, cafe, a museum about the Hell's Gate and the fisheries and the salmon ladder, and also a famous fudge which has experimental flavors. A couple of years ago, they offered a salmon flavored fudge, and I'm very pleased that I haven't tried that.